Hey, everybody, welcome to the ShwanzillaArt Show with our very special guest this evening, April Reyna. Please subscribe, comment, and share. And now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Well, hello.
What? A message from our sponsors or anything?
We have sponsors. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, big news, big news, big news, big news. So, what are you drawing, Sean?
I'm drawing Dark Side.
Ooh, cool.
Something dark side.
Come to the dark side. I did my Palpatine impression during a stream during the day one time, and we get a bunch of UK followers come on, and I did my Palpatine voice, and one of the guys over there was like, "Dude, don't even do that ever again. You just scared the shit out of me." I'm like,
Nice.
I go, "Well, you better tell your mother since you still live at home. She'll probably clean that up for you."
Clean up aisle 2.
Savage.
I'm young Skywalker.
Fantastic.
So,
William Wynn.
big news on the Mavericks front.
Oh,
The Indiegogo closed up with 305 backers.
yeah.
Not bad.
It's their first campaign ever.
What?
305 backers. Their mailing list conversion rate was 95%
Wow.
for their pre-sign, and it ended on the Indiegogo side at a little over 25K.
That's amazing.
They still have their Kickstarter going on for another 8 or 9 days, and they were releasing another stretch goal every $1,000.
Oh, that gets costly.
So they are on. No, they priced everything out.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They did like all their homework. It's a big oversized book, and there's just so much stuff there.
Awesome.
And there's actually 2 books in it. There's a supplemental which has 3 short stories, which predates the first volume of this book, which is like an 80-page book. And yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, I sold a whole bunch of crappy Marvel key issues to jump in on, all in on it, and it cost me like $220.
Wow.
But when I do my book, you better fucking sell plasma to get into that. Yeah.
Right?
Sure, I'll sell your plasma.
I suppose I walked into that one.
I mean, I
Which is
can't.
why you would need it.
If I cut myself, I will literally die.
Oh shit! Never mind. I'm stupid. Oh,
Yeah. Then what are you gonna do on fucking Wednesday nights?
Every time you try to publish and crowdfund your book, you'll fondly think, "Oh, what a damn shame."
Yeah,
You'll be immortalized.
but fuck it. If
You'll
this
get it.
stupid monkey can figure out how to use StreamYard, I sure can. True story.
Well, I'll
should
tell
see
you
me
what.
trying to-
This
you
whole
should see me trying
pandemic,
to-
this pandemic has really like made us have to adapt and try all these new things in order to continue doing these hobbies, and it's amazing. Like, I had accidentally launched my Kickstarter last year, and yeah, like it was full on panic mode because I was going to talk myself out of it. I was just like, well, let me get to a certain point. And then it was like, you want to promote it? And I thought it was just going to give me like a link or something. But no, it activated the Kickstarter. And so I was rushing to try to build out the tiers because somebody told me it takes like a week or at least 3 days for it to actually get cleared. And mine happened literally instantaneously. And I was just so panicked. So ever since I did that, I'm like, oh, this isn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. So, yeah. But, yeah, trying to build out those campaigns are not easy.
No.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, but then again, I'm also not.
It's a lot of work.
I don't want to face that. What if nobody backs it? Thing.
It's not that big of a deal because you're not really out any money at that point.
Yeah. Just just self-esteem.
Very true. But I had launched my mermaid Kickstarter, and then towards the end, I was gonna test out Indiegogo, and so I had it up there for like 10 days or something. I only had one person back it on Indiegogo, and Indiegogo was all like, "Oh, sorry, next time," and they refunded that person their pledge. And I was like, "Oh, well, shit, well, that's fine, I guess." So, but it's no big deal. So I think since all the graphics are done, I'll probably post it back up there as like a store. Somebody was telling me that you can post it as a
You have
store.
to fund first.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I've
Look
got
at me,
somebody
but
that's helping me with that.
I am through trial and error and associating with people that only use Indiegogo. So I've learned quite a bit over the last year and a half.
Ah, that's
So
cool.
Here's where Indiegogo has major differences from Kickstarter. Indiegogo takes the money right away, of course.
Okay.
So I think as you're going, you can set it, if you're getting, if you're actually like steamrolling through it, they can start, if you so choose, they can start releasing funds to you like every 2 weeks. Once
Oh,
it
cool.
funds.
Uh-huh.
What a lot of people do is they will set a low goal,
Uh-huh.
like a $500 goal, and then when that like instantaneously hits, you don't get like a badge of honor like Kickstarter gives you, projects we love and editor's choice and all
Right.
that, but it pushes you like way up to the top of their algorithm.
Ooh.
And they tag it with something, I forget what though. But Indiegogo has a flexible goal. They will let you change the goal once during it, I think. But what they do is Kickstarter is like a 30-day window. Indiegogo, you can go either 30 or 60 days. What you want to do is you want to go 30 days, and then just before it runs out, you can up it for another 30 days, which will bounce your project back up to the top of their algorithm.
Oh, that's cool.
And once you fund, after your campaign is actually over, you can just put it in demand, and you can just leave it in demand as long as you want. So it's an open store. So you want people to hurry up and buy into it. You don't want to tell people that you're gonna, even if your plan is, as soon as I hit my funding goal, I'm gonna go in demand as soon as this thing is over. You don't want to tell them that, because then it'll be like, oh well, I can just wait on this and get it in demand.
Right.
But with the stretch goals and the bonuses and the extra stuff that people put in, most of the creators pull all that stuff off of the campaign when it goes in demand. So
Right.
yeah, you can back it, but you're just going to get the book. You can't get any of this extra stuff. You can't get, like, the add-ons are gone. It's like, but you can still get the book. And that's it. But I know lots of people that have left their campaigns in demand and won't take it down until they're ready to launch their next one. So
Cool.
you might not be, selling like, dozens of books a week, but like, every week or so, you might get an order for like another 2 or 3 copies, and you do your overprint percentage, so you have extras to sell at cons, through your web store, and to cover orders for, any of the in-demand things. And as soon as an order comes in, bag and tag it, and whenever you go to the post office once a week, you just grab it and ship it out, and email the people, be like, here's your book, it's in the mail.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It works out well for a lot of people. And I've been talking to other people, the guys over at Indiegogo, radio, TV, and podcasts, also own their own independent distribution company.
Nice.
So they will distribute your book into stores that cater to indie comics nationwide. They've got, I think, about 150 stores right now.
That's awesome.
They are also the exclusive distributor for Arrow Comics 4.0 that just launched. And there's another company that puts books back in spinner racks, Comics Mainstream.
Nice.
And Sam Quentin, who owns Sinopa Publishing, does a lot of RPG and gaming stuff, and started doing comics. Has been doing the series 47 Furious Tales, which is the story of the 47 Ronin, but with anamorphic animals.
That sounds cool.
And it took off, and he got hooked up with Comics Mainstream, and now he's just sitting back and, reshipping orders to, Comics Mainstream and, other independent stores that carry his stuff all the time. And Comics Mainstream actually has his book on spinner racks in pot shops. They sell out really quick.
Hell
yo,
yeah.
Yo. Hey, Dory. Dory's campaign funded the other day.
Oh, congratulations.
It sure did. I saw that.
I had to blow. I was like, I know it's Dark Side, but there's a lot of blood there, and I didn't realize that it was Superman's cape. I hope he didn't spit
Oh,
it.
hey, Will. It's Superman's cape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I'd help you out.
And just like that, we're just gonna sit here and watch April draw now.
Oh. Yeah, I'm doing the Flight of the Dragon, but I drew the last one first.
You see how Will abuses me?
Do what?
I said, you see how Will abuses me?
Stop it. You love it.
I didn't say I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing this dragon sequentials for Wendy Steenshiner. She's got this Nutty Stripper Fairy Assassins book, and I guess there is a little dragon by the name of Luna that's kind of like a little side character, and she's doing a bunch of short stories about Luna, and it'll be like an all ages comic.
Cool.
Yeah, so I've actually never drawn cartoony before. And I have to admit, I really like it. Not enough to do it all the time. Huh?
You've never drawn what?
Never drawn cartoony before.
Oh,
I thought you said teeny before.
Oh, no, cartoony. I feel like I'm channeling my inner hero bear and the kid, kind of. But yeah, most of the time, like, it's been like a good year and a half since I've done sequentials, and that was like a sci-fi story, very much Battlestar Galactica kind of thing. And it's off to the inker right now, and then it'll be off to the colorist, and it's just slow going. So I'm working on other life goals, like indie comic covers, and trying to build out more of an audience, I guess. I feel like I sold my soul. I signed up for Marvel. God, what the fuck? It's some sort of like special sketch card set. They've been after me for years, and I finally said like a backhanded yes. And then when I reread it, when I wasn't angry, I was like, oh, that does say like okay, send it to me. And I was like, fuck. So that's gonna be something I gotta turn into. So
I've never heard anybody have a good experience working for like Upper Deck or Tops or anybody. And I mean, I grew up collecting those cards. I wanted to work on them, but then hearing everybody's horror stories, and then also, I don't draw that small, man. I always thought that you just drew a full-size drawing and they shrank it down. No, you got these fucking cards that you got to draw on. And I'm like,
Okay, so just for practice, do yourself a favor and get a couple of images and print them out, like, whenever you've, I don't know if Macintosh does it, but like with Windows, you can do a pictures file folder, and then you can print the size, whether you want full page, 5x7. They've got like the wallet size that's like 2.5x3. Print off, a sheet, which is 9 sketch card sized things, and take a graphite pencil and kind of like shade the back, and then trace it onto a small card. And for my first set, I just needed to know like what it looked like, positive to negative space. I don't like how the cheat way is to just draw a profile or just the head. It's like, look, I don't like low-hanging fruit. I like to see that somebody's enjoying their job. And you can show that you enjoy your job by the variations of pose. You can do bust, full body, a couple of profiles here and there, 2 or 3 multiple character, limited monochromatic color palettes, full-on color palettes. Like, there's a lot of variation that you can do in order to make it interesting and not just cookie cutter, right?
Yeah, so, I don't want to do cookie cutter stuff. It's like the other night when you asked me, when I mentioned the ginger snap cover, you're like, did you actually draw her curly hair, or did you just kind of I'm like, man, I thought about phoning it in, but
So my very first set for Dynamite was Betty Page.
Ooh, nice.
And let's see if I can, well, whatever. And so just trying to get like some variation in pose. Like I was nervous. I did all right. But I mean, it's just different. I used like colored pencil, gel pens, and then I started using iridescent watercolor because they were giving me large quantities of cards. It's not just like 10 or 20 like Bianca does. No, these guys were giving me 200 cards or 150. And it's just like, how do you shell out that amount of work in a short time frame and still have it be, nice? And so it's just different. And then when you work for different companies, you get like Ultraman or Old Man Like Ron. I had never heard of it before, but I was on a big sharks kick at that time. So I had everything Sharknado, Sharktopus. I don't know. Like there was a whole big mess of stuff. I even got to do Kiss cards, but like I haven't gotten a chance to do my APs. Space, love Space. Oh, this is one of the cards for In the Woods, and it's not even released yet. So it's just awesome. I did my APs accidentally, so I don't know. It's just neat, like all the varieties of stuff. Tone Rodriguez gave me his spirit cards, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'll use these for practice. I never have. You get those characters that inspire you, and spirit is not one of those for me, apparently. No. So, but yeah, so if you print off a couple that are that size, and you can kind of ghost the pencil and just get an idea of how small you have to draw it in order to get it to work. Like that's my biggest problem, is that like I can see it, but until I actually do it, I don't. And you don't want to do it on an actual card. You want to have one or two hood rat cards to knock through before you start going under your premium stock.
That's just a good rule of life. You should always have a hood rat on deck to knock through.
They're not good for much, but
I mean, I'm in the Memphis area. We got hood rats everywhere. So
yeah.
Okay. I don't know what to call it. You gotta have the shit ones to get through.
I think you called it the right thing.
I love it. Okay, cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like sketch cards, I like them. It's a great opportunity to work on getting things detailed faster and more efficiently, and to focus on one or two characters and be able to shell it out faster. It has definitely helped me with even sequential art, doing these smaller windows versus the larger scenes. I don't feel so intimidated to try to get multiple characters into a panel now. Yeah, and then doing live drawing streams on Sunday nights, trying to complete from pencil to color and finish it in a 2-hour time frame, that gets a little nerve-wracking, especially, I don't know, I feel like I'm out of my league on that one, on that program.
That sounds like too much pressure.
Well, okay, so the other artists, there's 4 of us total, and then there's Tom Hutchinson hosts it, and then Mike DeBalfo, Ryan Kincaid, Marissa Pope, and myself. And I just feel like I'm the uncoolest kid there, but I'm so
it's the A team that knock out a complete sketch cover for somebody in 20 minutes.
And we were just talking about like the programming coming up, and Joe Benitez is going to be doing Lady Mechanica on Sunday, so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to draw Lady Mechanica. It's going to be epic.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I'm already like taking a mental inventory of like the copious amounts of blank sketch covers. What do I have in my vault? I don't think I have a Lady Mechanica, but I know I have a Vegas, what was it, like 2017 Amazing Las Vegas cover, and I know that Joe Benitez did a cover on it, like on the back side or something. I think that's about the closest relevancy I can get to it. Oh, it's gonna be epic. But I've already been like fantasizing.
Sketch covers.
Huh?
I've got a bunch of sketch covers. I just never really do them.
Really? Oh man, I love it.
I've done a few and I like it, but
sometimes they're hard. Sometimes they're hard to move. And sometimes it's just so fast, like, you know, like you burn through them and it's wonderful. Like, it's really hit or miss sometimes.
Well, my next con is in November, so I'm going to try to have a few of them ready to go for that.
Want me to send you some?
Sure, what you got?
Well, I had offered them up to a friend of mine who was also a freelance illustrator. And he was supposed to come pick them up about 6 months ago.
Oh,
I'd say that is expired.
Yeah.
So, probably about 3 days after I pop a handful of them into the mail to you, it'll be like, hey, can I come back and get them? No, you can't.
Yeah, right.
That was like a year ago, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, bitch.
I can't hold on to these things forever.
You know, my biggest regret is that I didn't pick up Lady Death blanks. So if you happen to have any of those, I will buy them off of you.
No, I don't. Who can afford to buy?
No shit, right? I was like, man, I don't want to drop like $30 for one cover. I don't know. I just kind of, once a month or once every other month, I'd get onto the Coffin's website and be like, and then I talk myself out of it. So finally,
I would think that you'd be getting those because, like, you've done a couple of them.
Oh, I've done one, and that does not put me on the same level of Jen Brumal and Sora Sung and Don Matei. Like, let me tell you, like, I wish I could like hold my own in such wonderful. I'm blessed that I got to be a part of it. But I don't know. I think I've got a little bit of comeuppance to do before I get a repeat opportunity to strut my stuff, Like the great thing about indie comics is that I've gotten a chance to draw other people's IPs or their characters, do a variety of cover layout designs. I am just so fortunate that I've got a lot of great people that give me the opportunity to explore. I work very well off of constructive criticisms and feedback. Like if something's not working, I'll go back to the drawing table. I don't care. But once you start getting like actually published, like it gets a little harder. Like the pressure to not have to have your hand held is very high. Like there's an intense amount of professionalism that goes hand in hand when working with, Big Dog Inc. and Coffin Comics is the biggest names that I've personally gotten to work with. And they they at least can pick me out of a crowd and like say hello and it's not a big deal, or I can nervously like, walk over and ask for a portfolio review and they graciously allow me to waste their time. But I'm not at that confidence level where I can produce a piece and be like, hey, I hope this is okay, but I just went ahead and did this. Like, I like guidance. I like direction. I like being given 2 or 3 parameters and then trying to push the limit. That's a little harder to do because so many limits of, let's say, Lady Death have been pushed. And, there was something that I didn't realize with Lady Death. As many of the risque covers that are out there on the market, she's never drawn actually naked.
You know why?
Because that's Brian's baby. It makes sense. It's just that even though it's sheer material, she's never nude.
I think it's, it's 90% to do with Brian, and I think the other 10% is the fact that all these other outlets he has for online sales don't allow the sale of adult material.
No. It's 100%, Brian. He puts these restrictions on. Like, I remember getting the like, okay, so here's what you do. Think big, big hair, very large bosom, but never nude. You can get close. Even a sheer material, you can get close, but she will never be bare-breasted to the world. I'm like,
we were full on nude for a commission.
Well, it don't show that, Brian.
Right, and I did but I didn't know at the time.
Right.
I didn't know how bad and I won't say bad, but I didn't know how he was about people drawing his baby.
And it's a learning thing, because even us as up and coming artists, like, we don't really think about how we're treating somebody else's character. We're just looking for the opportunity to shine. And so when we get a commission and they're like, no, do what you want, or they're like, no, I want it splayed out, spread eagle, just as raunchy as you can make it, be like, yeah, let's do it. We don't really think about it in that like 1 to 3 year mark. And then as we start to explore what it means to be an artist, or even explore what it means to want those types of commissions, like, we start to handle ourselves a little bit better. We start to display our art a little more discreetly. There's a lot of things that we might pull that we wouldn't have in our earlier time. So
yeah.
I guess this is a bad time to mention that I have Brian in the back room.
Do you really?
No.
What? He shows up, man.
I just wanted to watch Sean's face melt.
No, man. You know what's funny, though, is because the 2 commissions that I did of Lady Death before, I actually messaged Brian with those. And I mean, of course, I don't think he's even seen them. But I've said, hey, listen, I didn't realize that I really should have talked to you before I accepted these commissions. But, hey, I'd like to get your input on these. And, of course, I don't think he's even seen them because it doesn't show the scene or whatever like that. So, and then, of course, the 3rd time that I drew Lady Death, I just did it as a shits and giggles thing because I had a cool idea. And it sold real quick, but Sarah actually,
nice.
She bought that, and she was real quick to say, "Hey, listen, I know you sell prints. Don't sell prints of this."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh no, I know."
Well, not everybody does, because, you've got like a ton of Harley Quinn, a ton of Wonder Woman, a ton of Black Widow, like, nothing's sacred. And so once
Well, I I'll see Prince of Harley Quinn and stuff like that at cons all day long because,
Oh yeah,
Nobody's
there to regulate it.
Well, and I mean, honestly speaking, DC doesn't care. They don't. Warner Brothers could get shit if, some small time guy in Memphis, Tennessee is at a con selling prints of Harley Quinn and Catwoman or whatever. Marvel doesn't care. That could change tomorrow, but they don't.
Right.
Well, on the other hand, Disney lives to care to send out lawyers' letters. So.
Oh yeah.
Well,
the last thing they'd really want to worry about is some kid going, "Whoa, what's Sleeping Beauty doing?" Like that becomes a little dangerous for what our kids are trying to look at. And
I've got a line about stuff like that. Like there's certain characters I won't draw in SFW just because it just doesn't sit right with me. Somebody asked me about Kim Possible, and I'm just like, no, I can't. my daughters watched that show, man.
I'm glad you said that because 2 years ago, for Dress as a Character Day, my daughter dressed as Kim Possible. So
that's a really good cartoon.
Dude, I love it.
See, for sure never mix not safe for work stuff with My Little Pony. Not at all. Not at all. Not at fucking all. Not at all. Like, what's sad though is that like I have to seriously go through and censor what I have at my table because I like to draw My Little Ponies.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Nightmare Rarity is like the coolest looking character ever. And she's not in the animated series. She's in the comic book. Like whatever infected Princess Luna to make her Nightmare Moon infected Rarity, and she turned badass. She turned into the coolest bad girl. So yeah.
Yeah,
I know. Sadly, all about the ponies because of
right. It's good stuff.
I don't really know too much about them, but I guess I kind of need to.
I don't even know if it's still trending and popular. I mean,
it's still a thing.
It should be because it's a really good series.
The comics were good, and there's some of those covers. For the Friendship is Magic run are like ridiculously priced.
Oh yeah.
Probably because of those freaky guys called bronies. I'm like, oh, because I was like walking through. Hail, good stuff. Crack pack every day. Bow. Hey, Sam. Hey, we were just talking about you earlier. My daughter loves Little Pony comics. See?
And the action figures, so awesome.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. The one where they've got Princess Celestia and is it Nightmare Moon or is she Princess Luna? I don't know. But they're like 8 inches. They got the free flowing hair. It's just the most amazing.
I was actually singing your praises this time, Sam. We weren't talking about this.
Oh, I'm totally built for OnlyFans.
I'm not.
No, Sean is not. Neither am I.
Well, art-wise, I don't know about like actual photos or anything like that, but
it's funny because our first commenter there, Dory, who just funded.
Congratulations, Dory.
It's so awesome.
Every time she sees stuff that she wants to buy from other creators. She's like, oh, I'm going to have to actually start an OnlyFans page to afford this.
I know, right?
And on my 100th episode of Creators Outlet, Sam was a guest and kept cracking jokes about OnlyFans. And about 2 weeks later, some dude was up in his DMs. Can you give me the link for your OnlyFans? I wasn't able to find it.
Ha 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 ha! That's awesome.
No. Well,
Hey,
that's
Will?
life. Yeah.
Did you see the Joker that Dory drew?
No, I
No.
did not. It was.
It's on Fuckbook.
It's on Fuckbook.
It's on Fuckbook.
I'm gonna have to go look at this. There were a couple over last weekend when Red Valkyrie was doing their art auction, and I was like, oh, I have no money. They're like, we announced this like 3 months ago. I go, I know, medical expenses.
Right?
I just don't. When people say that to me, I'm like, I didn't have money then either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I gotta do an art sale soon. My daughter is like doing all these dance company things, and she tried out for the Nutcracker and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, ugh, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
There it is.
It's expensive hobby.
I was thinking, I go, that kind of looks like a Joker thing she was doing, but
Nice.
I mean, that's cool.
That is really cool.
I saw it and I was like,
I like and can talk about boobs. So say we all.
Okay,
Dang.
just FYI, do breast implants, are those really all that exciting?
They are boobs at 0G.
Exactly.
Shawn and I both worked in the same field for a number of years. The
yes.
The nudie bars. I was a strip club DJ for 30 years.
Okay.
Good Stuff likes real boobs. Well noted, sir. And I used to have both customers and dancers. What do you prefer, real or fake? I'm like, it's not whether they're real or fake. It's whether or not I get to play with them.
Oh, very, very true. Okay.
You know?
Yeah, but if you get to play with them, they're incredibly firm. And I mean, like they look good in and out of dress, but as far as the play part, like that would be incredibly firm and not very pleasant, I imagine, for like, I don't know.
They've come a long way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it all depends whether you got your boob job from Groupon or whether you went to a reputable doctor or not. If you went to
okay.
You know what's funny, Will, is we had a day shift manager at Tiffany's, and he always hired ex-strippers to be managers, which is just dumb to me. But anyway,
really,
she had this crazy weird boob job that was like, one of them was pointing kind of up, the other one was like kind of pointing to the left.
Oh yeah, we all know one of those girls.
They look like fucking Debo's eyes. All right. And,
oh my god.
And she was a
More
sweet
like
girl,
Monty
but
Feldman.
She was really nice, but she'd get mad at me, and I'd be like, "Look, Tupelo boob job."
Wow.
And now the entire chat has descended into the rabbit hole that is Boob Talk. Welcome to Boob Talk.
I'm here for you, sir.
Real is always best. I am always thinking in the back of my mind about how I worry about their health, especially if they decide to go the silicone version instead of saline.
Mm.
You know who we need for Boob Talk?
Kara.
Well, that too, yeah.
Yeah.
We need Heather.
Heather. Oh, Heather Ellen?
Yeah.
Nice. Let's get her on the line.
Boob boobs are relaxing. Yes.
Boobs are like vital to the world.
Yes. Can nestle in them, feel them, caress them, look at them. It never ends.
Excellent.
Boink.
Excellent, Smithers. Yes, I actually forgot to share the stream on Comics and More, so I shall do that now.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Comics and More, New Jersey. Because Kevin Smith sucks.
Come on.
Did I do that?
Wait, why are you knocking Kevin Smith?
HeMan.
He doesn't like the new HeMan.
Or should I say She-Man? It's not even that. It's what I don't like is when you get called out on something and you're straight up busted. Quit lying.
Okay.
If
I didn't know context.
If I wanted him to lie to me about the whole thing, I would have asked Congress about the new He-Man series.
Okay. I need more context. What happened?
Did you see the new He-Man?
I have not. I meant to watch the new She-Ra, and I haven't gotten around to it. Like the girls started without me, and then I lost the I don't know, the incentive to watch it. So I heard that there was a new He-Man out, and I know there was some backlash, but there's always backlash whenever you're talking about a property that we've enjoyed when we were kids, and then it's being relaunched for an entirely different generation. We just know that we're not the target audience.
Well, okay, and that normally flies. And mind you, I did not hate the new He-Man. Okay. So let me preface it by saying that it's billed as a continuation of the original story. Which, okay, I get that.
Okay.
But they took some liberties with it, and I'm trying to remain. There's stuff I liked. There's stuff I didn't like. So I'm trying to remain cool about it before I start flying off, because everybody else already has.
Right on, Wise. Dory, not politics. Kevin Smith's She-Man and Boob Talk.
Hey man, it's a mixed bag. I mean, we do all kinds of shit.
Take care, Wise man. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Wise was here. Man, I'm sorry.
After I was doing stuff last night, I ended up in like 7 different other streams after I finished.
Ooh.
And oh no, Wise isn't leaving. William Sam Quinton is leaving.
Oh.
I always think that I'm the only Will in the chat, no matter where I am. So, and they're like, no, there's like 3 others of you here. So, still here. There he is. Yeah. So the last stream I was in the chat of last night was Wise was talking to Allie about her up and coming horror book Egg Beater, and then as I was after lunch getting ready to go back and put my legs up, he came on again with Gingy Gingerton to talk about his project, and I'm like, oh, I know both these guys. I'll pop back in.
Mm.
Boobs are more than a handful, are just too much, in my opinion, says Dory.
Okay, but Dory. And I could pop my thumb out of joint, so I mean, I'm covered.
What?
Yeah, I could palm a bowling ball. So.
Is that? I guess there are some applications to be okay. All right. My wandering mind. Oh my.
No, Will I Am is not in the chat, but I Am Will is in the stream. Here we go.
We got April thinking. Anyway.
Shawn doesn't play fair, says Dory.
Dory knows I don't play fair.
Yep.
She's like, I'm trying to interview you. Quit flirting. I'm like, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't,
Youch.
I was watching the Norm Macdonald show on Netflix and was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed it. And he got to oh no, I love Norm Macdonald, but I haven't seen him do anything for a bit, and so it was. I really like. I don't know. I like these types of shows where you actually get to talk. It's unscripted. It's raw. There's, fun being had. And I'm not a Jerry Seinfeld fan, but I love comedians in cars getting coffee. I love that show. And it reminds me a lot of like the con world, like other artists. Like I can see having those types of conversations very much like this in this kind of a forum where we're just, I don't know, hey, how did you get into it? Well, what did you, what was your experience with this? Blah, 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 And so Norm Macdonald was, oh gosh, I loved his interview with Drew Barrymore, and I loved his interview with Jane Fonda, and he was hitting on Jane Fonda hard, and it was so cute. I loved it. So if you get a chance to check it out, you might enjoy it. But
definitely will.
Totally. I just didn't know that he had that show on there. It doesn't look like it was that old either. So it's nice to be able to see that because, I mean, I don't know. I can't believe that he's gone. It's like everything since 2019 is just a hot dumpster fire of garbage. Like all the good people are dying, and I hate that. I just hate it. I know we don't live forever, but I don't feel like I'm that old, and these people that I admire are dying, and that just sucks.
And yet Logan Paul and Jake Paul still survive. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's plenty of useless people that could be gone, and we'd be okay.
Somehow
we lose like Norm Macdonald.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Dory said that is fake news, Shawn, because she always flirts back.
I wasn't trying to incriminate you, Dory. But I guess you're incriminating yourself.
It's okay. We got no shame.
I can't afford shame anymore. He's got that kind of money.
I'm just blissfully ignorant.
I'm like, money, what's that?
Oh.
You see this week's What If?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Stupid.
I didn't watch it. I completely forgot it was on this week.
We wait until my husband gets back from his business trips, and then we watch them. So I really liked last week's, the one with Killmonger. I said that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't grow up reading comics, and unfortunately, I'm a little disconnected when it comes to Marvel, which is probably why I'm a little like, with the Marvel series that's coming up, the sketch card set. So, fun fact, my very first job was doing color separations for DC Comics. So that was really interesting. In the middle of nowhere, Illinois, having this little, like, I don't know, building that was refurbished into little office spaces or whatever, and doing color separations for Batman and Wonder Woman and JLA, JSA and stuff. So while I'm waiting for my files to print, you just pick up a comic and start reading it. And they were all out of order, but I really, really like DC better. So I don't know.
used to.
Well, I mean, I haven't read.
Now I don't like either anymore. So
Yeah. Well, I think that they've tried so many radical changes in order to keep up with the times, or in order to keep relevant with the movie stride. It's very hard. It's very hard to appease the masses. But there are some really cool characters that I wonder if they'll ever really get popular. Like Stars and Stripe had the cutest artwork, and it was so well done. Our Man was like amazing. That was my favorite comic to color. My other favorite was JSA. Oh my gosh, Nightwing's ass was the best to color.
Oh, here we go.
Dude,
it's the Nightwing ass debate again.
Oh, honey, you could bounce a quarter off that shit. So good.
Of course you could. It was a book.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Top 3. Okay, ladies, or even gentlemen, your top 3, I want to hit that characters out in the comic universe. I know I'm totally in for Ian Nottingham from Witchblade. I know I'm totally in for Nightwing from JSA. And then, oh gosh, who would I even, you know what? I don't even know. Who would I pick for my third? Ooh, the bad guy from Fathom. Yeah. I don't even know his name.
Well, notice ever since it came out that Batman can't go down, nobody wants to fuck him anymore.
Oh, no. I am sure that he would. Catwoman wouldn't stick around for nothing, so. I could see Superman being a little too good for that kind of thing, but Batman, oh no, he'd be all up in there. I'm sure.
Are you kidding? Lois would have left Clark in a heartbeat if he didn't.
I mean, I'm sure she's the one that showed him how. But
oh, there you go.
Yeah. Selena and Lois probably showed Clark how to do it. Because Selena Kyle's first appearance was actually in Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend comic book.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
And it's a two-part story. Everybody only concentrates on the first part. I actually have both of them. They're beat to crap, but they're still worth a tiny bit of money. Dory says Xena, not a comic book, but the first that comes to mind. Ooh. Actually, Xena did have a comic book. It came after the series, of course. But.
Yep. I've actually got a blank of that, but Dynamite produced it, and so it's got that weird waxy finish to it.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
You okay, or are you still licking Nightwing's ass?
Yeah, I did buy DC put out a couple of years ago now, I guess. They put out, instead of just a blank cover, they put out the blank book.
Yeah, no.
Well, one was Batman and one was Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured I'd buy the Wonder Woman one for my daughter and buy the Batman one for me.
Mm.
And then my daughter decided she wasn't really into comics anymore. That was so, like 2015 or something. But she won't let me sell her My Little Pony comics, and she won't sell them because they are still such a lovely memory to her.
Yeah. I still have my first generation My Little Pony action figure. Well, not action figures, toys. I still have my first generation My Little Pony toys. I won't even let my kids play with them. I'm like, oh no, these are mommy's. But I like, no, here you go. I will buy you anything else. You cannot have these.
Dory says, I can't think of a male character that elicits that kind of thinking from me. Maybe Iron Man. But even that's really just about Bobby.
You know what? Practicality. I imagine Hal Jordan might be worth, a little thought process. I mean, you could conjure up a whole bunch of stuff to get you really creative. I don't know.
Yeah, you see Hal Jordan coming out with that.
He wouldn't even have to be in the room.
Kyle Rayner doing it, but
he wouldn't even have to be in the room.
I know, right?
He could be watching the game, and the ring would be up like this, and it'd be like 75 variations of bad dragon toys for the ladies and coming off the ring. And
remember that episode of Family Guy where Gene Simmons made a guest appearance? Like, oh, hello, Gene.
Oh my!
I'm so sorry. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible guest.
Nah, you're awesome.
No. Found it. Okay.
Oh, this is a great meme. Her, at least invite me out to dinner. Him, I don't go out with married women, sorry. But I'm your wife. I make no exceptions.
Oh dear.
Translation, the game's on and I don't have any money.
Right. Gus, my husband sent me a meme. I just laughed. Well, actually, we both laughed for like a whole 30 seconds. It was awkward. My husband almost fell down the stairs, and now we are in a heated debate as to whether my gasp was out of fear for his safety or excitement about a possible life insurance payout. We both just died.
Oh, Doris, little one, Wolverine. But is that about Wolverine or Hugh Jackman, Dory?
Ooh. I don't know. He's short, and there's some benefit with that. Not Hugh Jackman, but I mean Wolverine, period. Like,
Wise Guy says, April is a great guest.
Yay! You validate me, sir. I love it.
He just wants you on his show.
Oh, well, yeah.
we go around sniping everybody else's.
Well, I just got to push myself onto you guys' show, so it worked out.
Jackman does nothing for her.
I don't know.
That might have something to do with all the show tunes he sings on Broadway.
Maybe. I don't know, but I loved him in The Greatest Showman. Like, I kind of
want. Yeah, that was pretty good. I watched that with my daughter. She lost interest after the first 15 minutes.
Really?
I go, it's about the circus. You love the circus.
Right.
That was before she fell in love with show tunes.
Okay.
And she is all about the musicals. And sadly, that the hip hop version of Hamilton there was what got her into it. She listened to the soundtrack from that for about 3 years.
Really?
And then she moved on to different things. But
I gotta give Hamilton another chance. Like, it just, I don't know. I think it's rap in general. Kind of, it's hard for me to understand the lyrics because I get so wrapped up in the beat of the wording,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't follow the story, and I get frustrated. Like, I almost need to turn it on subtitles so I can understand what's being said in order to have the context of the story. I don't know. It's stupid, but essentially what it does is it forces me to stop working, and I can't have that. So that's why I listen to nothing but like Harley Quinn, the animated series, and West Wing on just rotation.
Has the new season of Harley Quinn come out yet?
Season 1 and season 2. I think season 3 is due to come out in December, if I remember correctly. But it has a very strong possibility of getting pushed back, just because everything else is getting pushed back, for release dates and stuff. So, let me look. Now I'm curious.
Let's take a closer look to Dark Side.
Let's see if I can turn it around for you. Girl. What do you think so far?
Badass. That looks awesome.
Thank you, girl.
Okay, it says we don't know the exact release date, but we reckon fans can expect the series to hit in late 2021 or early 2022. So
that means 2022.
Yeah, that's kind of how I interpreted that as well.
Yeah, most likely.
That's DC speak for we haven't started doing that yet because we haven't paid the cast from last season.
Is that what that is interpreted as?
That's how I always look to the darker side.
Gotta follow that money.
Yeah. But then again, Disney never paid any of those authors that were writing all those Star Wars novels either.
Mm.
And they got called out on it, and then they started slowly loosening the purse strings and paying them, and I'm like,
it sounds like Cryptozoic.
Oh God.
Now I know that poor gentleman passed away. I never worked for Cryptozoic, but about the time that I had started submitting, he had passed. And unfortunately, that was just a whirlwind of unfortunate circumstances for a good many artists. And I think that they're actually getting that resolved. It's been enough time that they've they're getting that fixed. So I don't want to talk too much shit, but
yeah,
nonetheless,
I get PR, I get press releases from them all the time, and I don't even post any PR to Outright Geekery anymore. I just forward it to them and let them do it because I'm like, I'm busy scheduling and like 6 or 7 streams a week.
That's a lot.
Dory, Sean is creating Dark Side from the DC universe. Right after he has apparently killed Superman.
Which good fuck Superman.
I almost died laughing because I saw Passion for Tron. What up, peeps? What's up, Passion? Thanks for dropping in, man.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Here we go. Sean said he was thinking about rewatching friends. So Instagram has this thing called Reels. And Reels is basically TikTok for people that don't want to use TikTok or go to TikTok or be referred to as a 10-year-old girl because they are on TikTok. And I started watching them, and their algorithm found out that, hey, he likes Friends. But I would send them all to Shawn too. So he's like, shut up. I know. I'm on season 7. Leave me alone.
Nice.
There was one episode where Rachel's sister came to town, and Joey comes out and goes, hey, how you? And Rachel, don't you dare.
Yep.
Because I mean, there was one scene where he goes, well, Joey, how do you get all these girls? I don't know. I just asked him, hey, how you doing? And they're like, pff, pff, pff. And then Joey leaves the room, and they're all like, falling on the floor like, Duncan Hines cake.
Duncan.
The episode where he says it to
Duncan Hines cake, yeah, moist.
Oh.
Nice. I'm stealing that.
That is epic. That is not at all where my mind was going. I like that. That's good.
The episode where he says it to Phoebe.
Because I was thinking like pound cake, like you pound that. And that's where I was thinking. I don't know.
April, I like where your head's at.
I like it on my shoulders too.
It makes it easier to see what you're working on.
Huh?
Your head being on your shoulders, it makes it easier for you to see what you're working on.
Yes.
Hail passion.
I'm almost done, and then I'm going to. Wait, how long is your guys' program?
Well, there's been a couple of times where we went like 4 hours. We shall not repeat that.
No, we are definitely not repeating that tonight. I have to get up and take kids to school.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So, probably like, 30 minutes tops will be done.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got enough time that I can start another piece. Cool. My 6-year-old has been like waking up and then demanding me to go to bed, like so she can snuggle with me, and I'm just like, what? No, I drank coffee. I'm not tired.
Yeah.
What? Like,
Why is it 12 more hours.
No. I'm
Not
good.
today, son.
Right. I'm good to hit the hay about 3:30, 4 a.m., get up at 6:30, take the kids to school, work until about noon, take about an hour's nap, go get the kids from school, and then rinse and repeat. So like I can survive on 3 hours of sleep a day. It's fine.
That just reminded me, hey, stupid, take your antibiotics. Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do the
Shawn already wants to murder people in the drop-off and pickup line, so.
No shit. Oh my God.
They're like, Mr. Howell, can you please refrain from the profanity? I'm like, look, I'm not the one bringing this to you guys,
Right.
If your pickup line wasn't a total goat fuck, I wouldn't have to call you out on it.
Mm-hmm. I swear, like once a week, some bitch tries to like cut me off, and I literally I almost threw my car into park and get out. My kid actually stops me. She's like, "What are you doing, Mom?" "Nothing."
Oh, yeah. My kid, my high school kid, I honked at somebody because they cut me off.
Uh-huh.
He's like, listen, Dad, I go to school with these fuckers. And I'm like, well, That one
they
cuts me off again. There'll be one left.
It's like you have a choice. I could either honk at them, or I can get out and put them in traction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, today I was easing out, and somebody was going like way faster than the speed limit and cut me off, and I almost hit them. And I was just like, I didn't even see, like, there's no room for them to have gone. So I don't know where the fuck they came from. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 lanes. And there were cones there. So where the hell did they come from? Did they just blow through the cones? What the fuck? And they're in a gargantuan huge car, or like a Tahoe or some shit. And I've got this 94 little Toyota Corolla. Like, there are Hot Wheels that are about the size of my car. Like, I know that I am in a death trap, but I am too stingy to go and buy something newer. So, seriously, it's a 94 and it has 130,000 miles on it.
Oh, that thing's got 20 more years in it.
Oh, I know. This thing's gonna like.
You haven't even broken in a Toyota until it's got 200,000.
I know. I mean, we've been getting things repaired on it here and there. You know, like a couple of seals here that that got cracked and were leaking, or like the brake line or something hadn't been flushed in like 2 decades. So we got that done, but because of the corrosion, you had to redo like the whole brake system kind of thing. So, I mean, it's little shit, but at least we know what's wrong with it, and we're able to get those fixed before they become a safety hazard. Whereas, you know, when you drop a whole bunch of money on a used car, you don't really know what's wrong with it until it's already too late, you know?
Why I says, get yourself an old station wagon. They're built like a tank.
No doubt. But really, what it comes down to is gas mileage on top of that. Like, I don't want to pay, like...
Oh, that's right. I forget. We have Biden gas now, $7 a gallon.
No doubt. Well, actually, it's not so bad here in Houston, but nonetheless, I'm a stingy bitch. I will pay $8 a marker for Copics, but I don't want to pay $2.50 for gas.
Hey, I had to explain why I buy Copics the other day to my dad. It's funny because he's like, "You're fucking kidding me? You pay $8 a piece for these?" I'm like, "Dad,
there's every once in a while a coupon."
Well, Michael's gotten stingy with the fucking coupons.
Well, Michael's, like, you can be like, hey, you're gonna use that coupon, and then you can get like 30% off or whatever. So it's not so bad.
Well, I explained that you can refill them, so now they're cheaper than the other ones.
Yeah, if you can get the ink refills, because right now those. Fine.
Blake.
It's all fine. It's absolutely fucking fine. It's just fine.
Blake is your friend.
Blake.
Yeah.
Blake.
Order them from Blake. Seriously, they have just about all of them in stock.
Yeah, well, now they do, but they really didn't before.
Oh no! Before I was. I'd see we'll be in stock on August 2nd, and on August 2nd, I'm right there, bright and fucking early, trying to order some E11, and they're like, no E11 for you.
See, right now, I'm biting my lip for E50.
E50? What is that? That is
eggshell. That's what I use for a lot of my base.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm so weird. I start out with like a mid-tone. I don't put down a base. I put down like, I go where the darker spots are, E11.
Yeah, but when I do my my work, like a lot of my girls have very large areas that don't have a lot of color. Like they're very, very pale.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It also doesn't help that, like, with all the sketch card sets that I do, that I might, like, you know, lay that down first. Let's see if I can. So yeah, like I'll have like large areas where like they won't have a lot of color. Well, this is not the best example because everything's blue. Here we go. So I'll have like a lot of like Caucasian skin, and so I don't know. What I'll do is I'll lay it down and then I'll use colored pencil over the top of it to do the smaller areas. Yeah, that's just not a good example. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Yeah, no, but I've got like maybe 5 or 6 cc's of E50 left, and then I'm screwed.
Dude, I fucking hate the new refills.
You
Sorry,
what?
everybody. I said I hate the new Copic refills.
I haven't gotten them yet. I'm trying to use up what I already have, and I will acquire and or buy like other people's refills that they aren't using anymore. So
I have nobody around me like that. Everybody around me is like, no, buy your own shit.
I know, right? Well, I've got like other people collect, you know, comics and stuff, but I wind up collecting marker supplies. So like this is my refills.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is only half of them.
Hey, what do you have those in? That's cool.
I know. On Etsy, there's this guy that like he creates these wooden inserts, and they actually fit into a container, and he sells the container as a set. So I've got that, and then
Can you shoot me a link?
I'll have to see if I can find it. Honestly, if you go into Etsy and you type in Copic organizer, I think there's only one, or there used to be only one. I bought this like 4 years ago, maybe 5. But I've got the metal suitcase too that has it for my the actual markers as an organizer as well. So
I've got these sweet canvas bags that you can order from Amazon, and they were doing the trick, but
yeah, I get tired of digging for stuff. So let me see if I can angle this so you can see. But there's my marker case. It's a suitcase, and it's got the insert that falls into that, and then you can keep everything organized. So I don't know. It's got like a small row for refills, and then everything else is like the sketch marker size, and it's awesome, and I love it.
Don't be thinking organization, Sean. You just jumped that thing out on your desk anyhow.
What?
You know what? I know the reality, Will. Okay. We ain't even got a license, Lisa.
Don't be thinking organization now. You know you're just going to dump it out, and your desk is going to look like that anyhow.
No, I'm actually looking at, because you got to bring shit to work on at cons, and and yet while you're there scribbling away, some fucking numbnut has got to come up to you and ask you, "Did you draw these?" No, motherfucker, I shat him out.
Oh, my husband gets that, and I'm like, but it clearly says April Reina right on the banner. Like, okay.
You're assuming we can read.
Dory just said, I kind of like Shawn raising his voice there a bit. Hey, now.
And bring out the best and the worst in people.
Y says, wow, that's nice. Because we blew April back up. You started working on thick-ass Tinkerbell there, so I brought you back up full screen.
Oh, well, yeah.
So Wise is like, wow, that's nice.
She's definitely not.
You sounded like Val Venus from the Attitude Era just then, dude.
Well, you know.
You're all like, hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. Well, you know, I would walk around with a towel, but when I whip it off, it would just be, you know, laughs and giggles opposed to, you know. I always found it funny that he became a wrestler. I'm like, everybody's like, you know that guy's like a porn star, right? I'm like, what's he doing wrestling? He goes, well.
It's a matter of degrees, really.
Yeah. He's a pot farmer now.
He's a pot farmer now? Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. I mean, shit, if I didn't live in backwards ass Mississippi, I'd be a pot farmer. Nobody likes pot here anyway. It's called crystal meth.
Oh, golly.
You're like, you're spelling pot wrong again. No, that's what we do. I remember one of the last cons that I went to before the event.
Before the dark times.
Before the dark times. Was you know, up here in Mass, and they had a bunch of cars outside, and one of the cars they had, the guy bought the brother-in-law's bullet-ridden truck from the end of the Walter White show there, Breaking Bad, and bought the truck off the off the television lot, so he could, you know, take it out to shows, not to make money off it, but it was for fundraising stuff. And his wife was a baker / candy maker, and she used to make fake candy crystal meth, the Walter White blue stuff, and would sell it for like $3 for like this tiny little packet, and it was just, you know, blue rock candy.
Hell yeah.
So she had like 50 packets left when I was going to leave, so I bought them all off her and would leave them in non-conspicuous areas and tables around the club when I would go to work. And you know, like, you know, they would take them and steal them and put them in their bags in their lockers, and you could tell who took them, because at the end of the night in the parking lot, you'd hear "what the fuck" out of some stripper's car, because she just tried to smoke that shit up, and it was just, you know, it's rock candy, it's pure sugar,
right?
So, and not the kind of sugar they like.
Not booger sugar?
Yeah. Y says, April, you want to connect with Rosetta Allen at Eagle Writer on Twitter. She's got a project to support the vets where the artists do pinup style drawings and she colors them. Proceeds from the book sales go to the vets.
I apologize. I actually don't have Twitter. So if you would like to forward her my information, I would be honored to be a part of it. I am all about, good stewardship and raising funds to help the community and all that shit. So please, please, please feel free to pass her my information, because it would be an honor and a privilege to be able to support that. It's just I am tech dumb, and I don't sign up for many social accounts. I have Facebook and I have Instagram, and that's just about the extent of what I can handle at the moment. So until I get a secretary, that might be a while.
I get it, man. I'm over here trying to set up like Patreon and fucking, Twitch and all this other horseshit. I don't know anything about it. And I'm like, I used to know shit about computers. What the hell happened?
I got busy and focused on other things. It just happened.
Wise wants to know if you can hold the card closer to your camera.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that.
At Reina_art on Instagram.
Yes.
And Dory said she followed your IG today.
No kidding. Aw, thank you.
See that? Already being stalked. You've only been on one show. I'm on the phone now. I can't really zoom in. There you go.
Can I can put it in the private chat, right?
Yeah, I can throw it in like the regular chat.
Yeah.
I swear.
Let me
He
just
said, thank you.
You're welcome.
There you
Give it a once over and make sure I typed it right. So there is that one. And then Instagram. _art. And people Reina on Facebook, I think. Also, oh goodness gracious, like a bull in a china shop. Also on October 1st, I start doing Kinktober. So there's gonna be a lot of this bullshit coming up. So if you're into that shit, follow me.
Inktober last year was awesome.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was epic. I had so much fun. Like the whole month gets real flashy. So last year, I'm like an all or nothing kind of babe. I definitely give you a minimum amount that you can expect. There's one drawing per day, and you get at least 31 drawings plus a cover. So I mean that's pretty good value, for whatever a book price is. So if I wind up doing additional sketches, I just throw it all in. I don't make you pay more. Like it's just whatever is completed at the end of the month, it all goes into a book. There was 52 pages of art, or 52 pieces of art, plus a mini print. that went into last year's book, and it was awesome. Got a couple of stretch goals, and the stretch goals were kind of your basic stuff. I got a couple of bookmarks. I got a couple of there was like a sticker, but yeah, it was a hell of a value. Plus, I did the what do you call it? The blank variant sketch covers. Oh my gosh, they were amazing. So I use Hero and Villain Designs, and they have the most amazing cover stock that has 0 bleed through on the other side. So when I did my sketch covers, it didn't ruin any of the art on the inside of the book. I was just blown away. I was flabbergasted. And because of that, they'll have me as a customer for as long as they want.
So this Kinktober list, I have a bone to pick with. After these 30 horrendous days of, everything under the sun, then on the 31st day comes aftercare.
Oh, yeah.
I think by then you might be dead.
You know what? Last year I had fantasized about aftercare being me falling asleep across my art desk and my husband bringing me coffee and a blanket. But no, somebody came up with an idea, and it was really quite darling. And I really liked it. So that's always on the back burner. But aftercare.
So I'm looking down the list.
This one right here, which I thought was super cute with the little kitty cuddles.
Aww.
Yeah. So it's still sexy. I love the arch of the foot and stuff. Like that was awesome. And the tattooing. So my favorite character out of the book was my unicorn girl. I don't know if I have any pictures that I can actually show. Hold on, let me see. It's a naughty book.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm looking down and I look at number 5 on the list, and it reminded me of a joke I heard online today. How can you tell if your mechanic just had sex?
The grease spots? I don't know.
Nope. He has one clean finger.
Oh, gross. Oh, gross. Gross. Oh.
Then we have number 8. Remember, a proper threesome is 2 women and a man.
Right. The bound with the centaur, that had like 500 likes on Instagram. That was the most I have ever received.
Wow.
Ever.
I'm happy if I get 15 likes on Instagram. Shit.
Yeah, this was an amazing book. I loved it.
It's kind of funny because Varian's wife, Krista, just did her first book called Lore. And one of the things in that book was a kink A to Z.
Nice.
I'm in that book.
Yes, you are, you dirty bastard.
Yep. Well, not me, but I have art in that book.
Yeah, you have art in that book, yes.
Yes.
Well, this is the best one that I have of her, but I gotta cover it up. Hold on. Oh, no, can't show the other side. Shit, never mind. Okay, well, you'll have to go to the Raina Art fan page, because I have a folder from Kinktober of last year, and it has absolutely every one of them, even if they are a little censored by my very, very classy censoring my censoring eraser. So I'm actually contemplating having some squee erasers made as my like one of my stretch goals.
Nice.
But yeah, I love the campaign. It's such an interesting like way to, I don't know, improve upon anatomy, improve upon workmanship, trying to, I don't know, work efficiently and cleanly and have, I don't know, just an opportunity to try something different. Not absolutely every one of them is so like black bag, but it's about kink, right? So you can explore like heels or stockings or full head to toe latex or whatever. Like there's just so many opportunities to, I don't know, do something different. Like even with the full body latex, it's like I find it interesting that you have like a matte color and then one high sheen, or you get to show the bunching or wrinkling of like behind the knee or at the bend of the elbow or something like that. It's wild.
Why says he's late to the party? Do you have an active IGG campaign, April?
I do. I don't think I do at the moment. I'm gearing up for Kinktober, which will launch on Kickstarter if I pass, which I passed last year, so I can't imagine that I'd be not passing this year. And if I do pass, I'm going to run a short campaign from October 21st through November 6th. That'll give me a chance to actually draw some of the pictures to actually put onto the website. So I do have the Rising Tides Mermaid book that I did, and I was thinking about posting that again on Indiegogo and giving that another try. So Lisa Malone with Malone Management has been helping me build out a lot of these campaigns. And I had mentioned it a couple of days ago that I was thinking about having her relaunch that on Indiegogo. So I don't know if she's already done that or not, but it is something that we were talking about. So.
Well, let me know and I can pass it on.
Ooh, thank you. But yeah, I'm looking at doing the Kinktober book. We call it Squee After Dark Squeegasm for this particular campaign, and we'll be hopefully having that available October 21st through November 6th.
Why says, let me know when you go on Instagram. I mean,
Indiegogo?
There we go.
Yeah.
It was like too many G's. So he can help promote the product. He'll have you come on and do an episode.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, he will ask you lots and lots of questions. Wait, what?
Love it.
I saw a Kickstarter link, but no IGG.
Oh, I had so Kinktober last year was my very first crowdfunding experience ever, and it was terrifying and wonderful. And so I did the Kickstarter, but I was scared to do Indiegogo. When I did the Mermaid campaign, I did do a 2-week Indiegogo campaign, but it didn't fund. It was weird. But it was running in tandem with Kickstarter. And I was advised by other artists not to do that. Like, I got to span it out a little bit. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it was a learning opportunity. So I'm going to try to explore Indiegogo a little bit more, but I just haven't had a chance to do so. I have been doing a lot of cover art for a lot of other creators, and so far the most successful person that I've come across as far as Indiegogo campaigns are is Alton Simpson's projects, Bunny in Space and Witches of Westchester. Literally just funded like 3 or 4 days ago or something like that. So,
hey, that sounds familiar. Oh, I'm in that too.
right? So that was exciting. I actually got to do quite a few things that I hadn't done before, like multiple characters, and then just I don't know, some rather complex overlapping shape and design. And I was really, really happy with the final product. But man, I was racing the clock to get them done. And on top of that, was experimenting and trying new techniques and new drawing designs. So it was very gratifying to see that, one, people like them enough that they're spending their hard-earned money on supporting the campaign. So that made me feel very good. But that I gained a little more confidence with, experimenting and trying more complex layouts. The hardest thing is, when you have nothing else distracting from the character, it's perfect. But then you start adding in like a whole bunch of background stuff, or you add in 50 characters. How do you have them be noticeable? They don't just, fall into the background someplace.
Y says a 2-week Indiegogo is too short. Do 2 months and go in demand.
Well, like we were talking about earlier, it has to fund first before you extend it out. And I really didn't have any experience with it whatsoever. In fact,
you can. What you can do is you can extend past the first 30 days. It's the in demand that you have to fund to be able to do the in demand. So you can do that. Dory says Indiegogo does require more creator promoting, since the platform doesn't do any of that for you, is what she was told. Wise says, Dory, the faster your project gets fully funded, the greater the chance your campaign is highlighted on their recommended first page. 2 months of funding, Some people just go straight up and do like 60 days right off the bat. But when you do 30 and 30, it triggers their algorithm and kind of like gives you a boost back up to the top.
Nice. Well, like I said, last year was my very first introduction into the arena of crowdfunding, period. And I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. And now that I know that I like it, and now that I've started like doing more online interaction, like I feel like the marketing is there. Like I can ask for help, or know who to ask for help, or schedule podcasts and interviews intentionally. Like there's a lot of like what ifs and maybes, and trying to get the word out. None of that did I have access to this time last year. None of it. And it was hiring help that I got to make, these types of connections. And then the invites that like Alton does in order to cross promote his book. all of that leads towards, the finish line, something that we all look forward to, like being a part of and being invited back for additional, opportunities. And then once, it'll be really interesting once cons start back up. What's going to be the bigger draw, having these major publishing companies or the little guys that have really hustled and made that networking connection? Like, what's going to be the bigger pull, Marvel and DC, or, Alton with his campaign and Dustin Brunel with his campaigns and Wendy Shaner with her campaigns? Like, these guys are definitely hitting the mark on more than one cylinder, and they got that momentum. So.
But it's important for creators to promote the heck out of their project so people get to know the creator behind the book.
Very true.
That's the big thing with crowdfunding. I was talking about this with Michael Diltz from Sire Studios earlier on a show, and it's the fact that people have access to all these great indie creators that are around now, and then they can ask them a question without having to pay $57.50 plus Ticketron tax to walk through the doors of a convention, and let's people can stop following these creators around to different podcasts and YouTube shows that they're doing, and get to know them and get active in the chats and ask questions like upright and find out more about them that way.
And there are those pressing concerns on whether or not they actually care about real boobs or silicone boobs. The burning questions.
Yes.
My answer is yes.
Yes. There's Rosetta. Hugs, guys. In bed sick, sending love.
Oh no.
And
get feeling low.
And Y says, at Rosetta, I'm going to DM you. I think you and April need to connect for your vet project.
I'd be happy to. Very much so. Ooh.
Oh, something's funny.
Well, she has a crop. So I think that we need a little blushing on this cheek.
You're going to put a little bit of a welting on the bootay. Why says your boob stands can be the difference between getting funded or not.
Aww. I'll have to rely upon my charm then.
Now, see, I'm over here like, why the hell am I drawing dark side tonight? I should have been drawing boobs.
Well, it was a last minute addition.
It's okay. You wanted to go all gay tonight. We're not going to stop.
There's anything wrong with that.
Why would you say that to me? I go, because right now you're coloring his crotch. Asshole. Well, Rosetta, we hope you all feel better. We'll talk to you soon. Yeah, what's wrong with you? Boobs or bust? Or busty boobs? It's, it's all good.
Either way.
Well, if I hadn't said it before, thank you guys for letting me join.
Anytime.
You say that. Oh my. I like this type of thing. I miss I miss being able to do real live drink and draws. So this kind of, well,
Well, I miss the drinking
progressive.
part of it.
I know, but I got to be able to drive home, and the more I drink, the bigger the boobs get. So it's a really good incentive to, like, get me liquored up. I know.
Oh, show.
Which is why even when I live in the same city, I get a hotel like at the convention center.
I'm going to stumble outside and get in the luggage cart, and you're going to push me to my room. Okay.
It is about how it works.
Pretty much.
Like it's a bad thing.
I think it's all fun and games until everybody starts sliding down the banister of the escalator, and it's like, look, you guys can do that, but don't go face first. What's wrong with you? Like, Jesus. Everyone was fine.
It gets worse for the old hotels where there's, an actual staircase.
Yeah.
I'm going to slide down. And then you do the count 3, 2. Ah! He didn't see the spike at the end of the rail.
Right? Good times.
Yeah.
I mean,
You do a lot of out of town shows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so that's me next year because my shows I usually try to stay to the same area, or to the area that I'm local to. But as stated before, Memphis area is basically God's blind spot, and
I can see that.
yeah, it kind of sucks.
It's a good pun, right?
Do what?
It was a good pun. I could see that.
Yeah.
Come on, that was a good.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Damn, it's fine.
Forgive me,
Anyway.
public schools. But yeah. So like I don't even know how this really works. If you're going out of town, I mean, like, because some of the shows I'm looking at doing are way too far to drive. How do you even like fly with your shit? I talked to Ariel a little bit about it, but
So some of what you can do is you can order your books ahead of time and tell them that you want to ship to the convention center, and that way you can do that. But then you run into the problem that if you order too much, now you're stuck with having to transport it back. Now, whether you schedule a show up at a FedEx Kinko's or something and do a midnight shipping, where you can drop it off and they can just ship it to you. That's one option. Another option is that at the end of the show, whatever, let's say you want to lighten the load a little bit, you just start passing stuff out, like, hey, check it out. Hey, check it out. Make sure that if you do that you have business cards, or you've printed your follow handles or something so that you can write it off as
marketing material.
Yes, thank you. My brain's kind of shutting down a little bit. Something else that you can also do is, like with Southwest, you get 2 check bags plus carry-on and, I don't know, one other personal item or something like that. And you can literally take as much advantage of that as possible. So there's that. When I had to, oh my gosh, the only time that I've really gotten screwed was when I did Amazing Hawaii. So I had put everything into a large suitcase that went a little too far over the weight limit. It is cheaper. It is cheaper to do heavier, small bags than a large, heavy bag. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you could get away with 3 40-pound bags, no problem, and just pay that extra bag fee or something, or have that one bag be your overhead, bag. But I was able. Shelby had told me that Hawaii was an originals type of show. Like everybody loved comics, so load up on blank comic sketches and stuff. They like originals. So I did like 30 sketches for that show and took them with. But when I had the book plus the top loader, it was like 20 pounds. And that 20 pounds in that big bag I had to pull out, and I put it into my purse. They're like, ma'am. I'm like, no, I got this. They're like, ma'am. I'm all like, look, I can put 20 pounds in my purse. It will fit. And that guy was like, oh my God, you really did do it. I'm like, fuck yeah. It was 49.5 pounds. Problem was that on the way back, it was a different weight category, and I couldn't get away with doing that. And unfortunately, at that show, I only wound up selling 2 out of the 30 that I had done. So I had to take them all back, which sucked because it was a different airline, and they're like, oh, sorry, you're still over. So $100 extra on top of like the rest of the shit that I had to take. And I was like, oh my God. So there's a lot of things that you can do. You can have a portfolio with samples, and if you run out, you can be like, oh, I'd be happy to like ship it to you once I get home at my cost or whatever. If you hit $30 or more or something like that, I'll just mail it to you, and it'd be my pleasure to do so. I actually wind up having a lot of commissions once I leave a show. Like I'll have, 3 or 4 sketches to do, and I don't charge that much, but it's still, I like to take my time with it. So that's something that helps. Like you can say, oh, I've got a ton of short boxes or a ton of long boxes of blank variants at home. Give me the information that you want, and I will mail it to you as soon as I get back, because obviously I'm out of state and I can't bring a whole lot with me. I will usually, unless it is a super hot print, like I know it's going to go like wildfire, or it has a lot of appeal or draw to it, I will only bring like 5 to 10 of each piece. And like I said, put it into a portfolio and just be like, here is the last one that I brought with me. And if you really want this one, show up at the very end of the show and I'll give it to you. I'll hold it for you, but I'm using this as a sample. And that way you can get a mailing list or bring like some index cards and write everybody's name and address. And then if they pre-pay for it, you can just ship it once you get home. Not a big deal.
Does that go over pretty well? Because
sometimes, like I said, look, I'll sell it if the show closes at 5:00. I will start selling the last ones that I have at 3:30. So you're welcome to stop on by. But I want to have something to show. Or they can pre-order or pay for them and send you a direct message through Messenger or something like that. So a lot of the time, if they can be guaranteed it, and I like to throw in a little extra some stuff whenever I can. Like here, I'll throw in an extra bookmark, or I'll throw in an extra remark sketch or something for the trouble. Like if it doesn't arrive, just know that like I'm going to make good on it. So keep in touch. So there's a lot of ways that you can put them at ease. There's a lot of ways that you can do it smartly. If you're going to a show, how would you want to be treated, and try to put yourself into the customer's shoes.
Sure.
But yeah, I would take 10 of each piece, unless there's one that you really like that has a lot of appeal, and then take 15, take 20, whatever. I'm getting ready to do Baltimore Comic-Con in October, and I'm a little worried. This is a show that I've wanted to do for years. I don't know what the attendance is going to be like. I have never been there before. I don't know if I have a following out there. I don't know. There's a lot of maybes, what ifs. Then I'm going to be in the same boat. Like, what do I take? How many of each do I take? I'm not going to have a whole table. I'm going to be sharing with Wendy. So the things that I do bring, I really should be very conscientious of promoting the Naughty Stripper Fairy Assassins book. And that'll be day 2, 3, and 4 of my Kickstarter campaign out on the road. So I probably will want to have a QR code or whatever that is to help promote that. So honestly, when you do these outside shows, contact the promoters and let them know, hey, I'm out of town. I'm trying to get noticed. I would like to sign up for any panels that you are, that you think that might help, or charity auction events, or I don't know, opportunities to do free sketches or something like that, raffles, any opportunity that they can use to help cross promote you and get you some business. So it's going to be a gamble. There's no guarantees that you're going to break even or that you're going to gain a profit. But if you think about the first time you do a show, that's going to be an opportunity for you to introduce yourself to a whole new target audience. And if you think about it like that, every hand that you shake, every business card that you pass out, every sketch that you do for somebody, every time that you say hi, that's an opportunity to have them explore who you are as an artist. And you really can't lose if you look at it like that. So.
Yeah, you should do motivational speaking.
I don't know if anyone really wants that. Like,
please. I mean, in a completely non-sarcastic kind of way, because I mean, I'm nervous as hell about going out of town for shows and stuff. Yeah. I know that my area only has like say 4 a year, and since I do this full time, I need to do honestly, I need to do at least 1 show a month.
Mm-hmm.
So
at that point, you start asking around, like, hey, what 1 show do you as an artist recommend? And then look at their attendance levels and maybe sharing a table with somebody to help offset cost, maybe going in for a group to share a hotel room and doing that. Oh my gosh, you want to talk about penny pinching? I used to get those no refrigeration Bisquick containers and a waffle maker, and I would make waffles and bacon in that thing to serve to the people that were staying in our room, so that none of us had to spend more money than we had to, unless it was on alcohol.
Well, you got to go with necessities.
So waffles and beer, it's fine.
And if you're drinking Guinness, you don't need any food. So
no doubt, right? So yeah, especially if you are able to room share, that's the best. That is the best. And
Sean's all frozen.
Huh?
Shawn, your art camera is frozen.
Yeah.
But it's time to call this puppy quits.
Okay.
So we'll be back with another episode of the ShwanzillaArt Show next Wednesday. And
Good night.
good night, people. Thanks for coming out. April,
Hey,
thanks
I'll
for hanging
touch
out with
base
us.
with you more about that, April, because
Yeah.
you know, I definitely, like I said, I'm trying to get, I'm trying to kind of next level this shit, you know,
Yep.
because I'm doing okay, but
Mhm.
you know, you can
But
always do better, right?
everybody's got to go through opportunities of expansion, and this is just that next step. I get you.